Okay guys, just gonna head out here and do a little kind of late afternoon evening ride on the old Wired Freedom. So come on along, let's go check things out and enjoy some of the last warmish weather that we're gonna have. I live in Minnesota, so it's pretty unusual to be out and about doing this in December, but we're gonna get to do it today. Pretty cool. So I don't know where everybody else is located and what your winter time is looking like so far, but here in Minnesota, man, it is really unusual. We just don't have any snow, and we wonder how long it's gonna last. But let's take advantage of it while we can and go out for a little late afternoon ride into evening. Sun's going to be setting here pretty soon. We'll get out and enjoy a little bit of it before we lose the daylight and lose the temperatures. So yeah, so it's kind of a weird thing to be biking in December in Minnesota. And one thing I wanted to kind of talk about today on this ride was snowmobiling. Now I know that's not very similar to e-biking, and you guys might not see it that way, especially if you're from a southern state, but I do kind of see some similarities, and I kind of wanted to talk about that with you guys, see what your thoughts are, see what your reactions would be in the comments. But yeah, to me it's kind of like, I used to, when I first got this bike and when I was riding my other e-bikes too for the last couple of years, I kind of thought about it as like, it felt like summer snowmobiling, sort of. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, right now I'm on the street, but I'm heading towards the trail. And when you get on the trail, that's when it feels like snowmobiling to me. Because you're kind of doing the same thing. You're going down a trail. A lot of them are forested trails, wilderness trails. And you're just enjoying the scenery and kind of a narrower trail than the road. You know, you're not seeing any cars, you're not seeing any traffic. And you're just going through the woods and kind of enjoying it. And that's what I used to do a lot with snowmobiling. That's what I enjoyed the most about snowmobiling, was just riding trails through the woods. And of course, you like the power and the speed of snowmobiles too. That's a lot of fun. I don't really do snowmobiling anymore, simply because I don't have the time, and I don't have the place that I used to have up north. And then also I have kind of an issue with my lower back. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. He should be going. I'll just wait here. But yeah, it's different now. With my I got a vertebrae that two vertebrae that touch a little bit, so I have to be really careful. And snowmobiling just puts the bumps right on that spot. No matter how good of a snowmobile I get with suspension, as well as they're made, I still feel it. But not on bikes, and not on any other thing that I do, running, or I play hockey a lot. I just do a lot of working out and weights and stuff, and I don't feel that issue, but I sure do on snowmobiles. So anyway, that's why I don't really do snowmobiling anymore. But boy, e-biking, this has a lot of the same feel, because you know, you're able to get out on trails and you're able to just enjoy the weather, enjoy the nature, kind of the same sort of feel. So I wonder if you guys think about it the same way, if you get the same kind of feeling about it. Just curious. But anyway, it's kind of nice to be on the trails in December in Minnesota. So we'll go on this ride today. I have been doing a lot of other rides too. I just haven't posted them. I've been doing a lot of rides that just were no narration kind of rides, you know, like I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of my channel, the first few videos. I'm kind of doing this to filming these rides to spend some time with my mom, who's in the memory care unit. It's really hard to engage with her a lot, but for some reason she likes activity and motion, and you kind of throw your laptop out and put on a riding video, and you can kind of get her attention and pull her in and kind of get engaged with her a little bit. And so it really doesn't matter what the audio is on the video, what I talk about that way. It's just more or less the motion catches her attention, and then I just narrate or, you know, talk to her about it as we're watching. So I have been doing a lot of videos lately where I just been listening to music and not saying anything and just filming the video portion. So that's why you haven't seen anything coming up for me for a while. But kind of have a neat little ride planned tonight. Kind of maybe towards the far end of the ride. So we'll see. Got kind of a neat area in the neighborhood I want to go check out. But in the meantime, until then, I just wanted to talk about snowmobiling and see what you guys think. And is e-biking anywhere similar for you guys in the northern states? Any of you that have done snowmobiling or still snowmobile? What does it feel like to you going through the trails and the woods? And you can actually do it under your own power on an e-bike, which you can't on the snowmobile. So pretty cool for me anyway to get this experience. As much as I love snowmobiling, I love this even more. It's because I love the activity and I love to be active, and this gets me involved a little bit more in pedaling. So kind of blessed to have some nice trails around here. We have a lot of great trails in Minnesota, of course, and even in the metro area. So let me know your thoughts about it, what you look for when you go out riding, what you enjoy about it. As you can see, I'm wearing my electric stuff, my electric gloves. I'm wearing my electric fleece today. It's not that cold, 37, but every little bit helps. I was going to do a little bit of a video too on different clothing, winter clothing. I haven't really got around to it yet, but thought I would just throw that discussion in today with the snowmobiling one because it sort of fits. And I might be able to do one or two more. We'll see how time permits here. But I do have some other gear, test gear that's come in and we can go over. I don't know if you've seen the unboxing of the fleece that I've done or anything else, but I think that's up on my channel still. But yeah, I think, you know, most people in northern states, you guys know how to dress with layers. That's a given. Nobody needs to talk much about that. You guys all know how to dress in northern climates, cold climates, but I'm just kind of thinking about people in the southern climates who are maybe new to e-biking. And if you are in the southern area and now you're on an e-bike that goes 30-40 miles an hour, you know, maybe you're experiencing this wind chill thing for the first time. Yeah, maybe it's kind of new to you. So just curious how you guys dress when you go out in this weather, because I know there's a lot of guys who do e-biking that they just do throttle only, so it doesn't really matter how you dress. You don't have to dress, I mean, athletically, you know, like in performance gear. You can just wear like Sorel boots or something like that, and you can wear almost maybe like work jackets and bib overall kind of clothes that'll keep you warm, break the wind, and be really good for e-biking. And you know, motorcycle clothes can plug into the motorcycle and draw heat that way. For me though, because I'm biking and I like to bike, I still want to dress, you know, in a way that I can have freedom of movement, not feel restricted, and I don't want to wear big clunky boots on my winter boots, you know, anything like that. So like here I'm wearing regular shoes, athletic shoes, and just layered stuff, and electric layered stuff, which really helps. I'm wearing a pullover that's just sort of a nylon. I like to do that a lot in the winter, just a thin nylon shell that has no insulation on it. It's just a nylon jacket that will break the wind, and then that gives me the ability to go inside of the nylon shell and wear whatever layers that I want to wear. Here, and then just kind of wear as much or as little layers as I want, depending on the temperature. And so, you know, you wear that one base layer that's right against your skin. That's a key layer. You gotta have the right one for that. And then you gotta have the right outer layer, the nylon windbreaker material, and for your pants as well. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but I'll turn the camera down. But you want to wear nylon windbreaking material, and then inside of that, wear whatever you want that's heavy or light or whatever seems to fit. And of course, make that base layer go right against your skin, and make that be a good thermal layer. And then that way you're set for whatever. You can also use electric gear if that works for you, and that can make it even a little bit better. So yeah, so that's kind of how you do it. There's a couple other things to think about too. Like if you like me and you like to wear athletic shoes, you know, you see all these types of athletic shoes. They're mesh. They're mesh material on them, so the wind is going to go right through them, of course, right? So you want to make sure that you block the wind somehow that way. So there are little skins that you can zip up over your tennis shoes. There's a lot of them on Amazon. You see a lot of the bike gear manufacturers like Rock Bros making some of those. I'm gonna cut over here real quick, take a different way. And you know, if you're an old guy like me and you've been around in a northern climate for a long time, you probably have memories of when your parents would send you out to school and they would make you wear bags in your shoes and your boots to break the wind and to keep the moisture off of you. So that's another way to do it. Wear a good old like a bread bag, Wonder Bread bag in your shoes, and then pull your shoes over your feet with that on, just to keep the water out. Of course, there's no breathing of your skin when you're dressed like that, but it's something that can definitely keep the wind off of you. And if you're not gonna sweat a lot in cold temps like this, it's just fine. And it kind of accomplishes the same thing that a lot of those shoe skins accomplish, that you would zip up over your shoes. She sees me here. There she goes. So just something to think about there. Another tip that's something probably unusual that a lot of you guys maybe haven't thought of is there are certain types of products that you can kind of work into your skin like in a lotion. Okay, because I have one that I use when I play outdoor hockey a lot. It's called Warm Skin. You can Google that, Google Warm Skin. I like that. You can Google Warm Skin and see what that's all about. But that's something that I'll rub all over my toes and my fingers, in between my fingers and toes when I'm out playing outdoor hockey, because that gives you just enough heat retention to make a big difference. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you don't need a lot. Something like that is just enough to keep you a little bit warmer, and it can really make all the difference in frostbite or no frostbite. And because I've played outdoor hockey all my life, I've had frostbitten fingers and toes and ears so much that they just get cold right away. And there's no real tolerance anymore to the cold for that reason. So I have to be really careful, just make sure I protect well. And that's one thing that you learn. And you know, in Minnesota, you're outside a lot. But that's one tip that I wanted to throw out there. So it doesn't take a lot to really protect yourself and get out and enjoy. You just have to know some little tricks about layering and outer shells and base layers, and using electric things, and you know, using warm skin type products. Something like that can really help you out. So think about that when you're out, if you want to get a little bit more benefit from the cold. What do you guys use? What do you guys use for protections? I normally will use a full helmet with a zipped in gaiter. I'm not even wearing that today. I don't really need it today. It's not that cold, but I would wear that on a really cold day. Curious to what other things you guys might use. But it's fun to get out. It's great that kind of prolong our riding season a little bit here. Maybe it'll make spring feel like it comes a little bit quicker. I don't know, we'll see. Okay guys, here's what I wanted to kind of show you here as we go further down the road. You start seeing these red Santas. You're gonna see them everywhere. For some reason, this neighborhood decided to kind of all get together and put these up. So you can see them, they're everywhere. There's, I guess, upwards of 50 of them. Don't really know why. It was on the news. It's just sort of a holiday spirit kind of thing. They just, a couple of them got together and talked about it and put theirs up, and then asked some others. They kind of went around door to door and handed out cookies and floated the idea, and other people got on board, and they told them where to get a good deal on these, and so they went and got them, and there's all kinds of them around, not just on this street, but on a few streets over, close to 50 of them. So kind of an interesting, weird thing, I guess. But yeah, you want to put up a Santa? Put up a Santa. It looks kind of cool. There's a lot of them. So yeah. So I think I'll flip around and go back now. That's the Santas in the neighborhood. For this car, but I think we could see even more if we kept going, but we'll go kind of go back around now. I guess it only fits to see the Santas when we're talking about winter snowmobiling and winter clothes. How you dress for winter e-biking, I guess, huh? So yeah, what are your neighborhoods looking like? I think we'll see some more lights when I get back closer to home. It'll probably be dark by then, or close to dark. So maybe I'll turn the camera back on and show some of those streets. Because, like we're saying, it's pretty unusual to be seeing Christmas lights on your bike. At least up here where I live, anyway. Got a lot of friends in the southern states, in California, so I know that they can see it anytime when they're on their bike, but pretty unique up here. So that's the Santa Street. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll check in soon.